Hello, I'm here today to demonstrate a really natural look, but it takes a lot of steps to get it, so it's not as natural as not wearing makeup. So as always, I'm going to start with my skincare. Hope in a Jar water cream. A little dollop. Warm it up, press it in. So the focus today is not going to be the eyes, which is usually what I focus on. It's more about how to do foundation and contouring using the baking method. Now I'm going to do my eye cream, grain of rice, warm it up and tap it in. Now for this, you want to make sure you're very well hydrated under the eyes, because baking, it's great for someone who has really oily skin, especially if they get oily in the cheek, because it absorbs all that extra oil. It also gives a very flawless look. I happen to be more drier in my cheeks, so I don't usually bake. So I'm going to start with my brows. Brush them up. They look much better since I trimmed them, but as always, they're not perfect. I'm going to draw a line along the bottom and then just pencil in short little hairs as needed. You can also draw a line along the top. And brush that back. Make this just a little squarer because the other one tends to be a little squarer. So when you're doing your brows, take the brow, line it up, corner of your nose, corner of your eye. That's where your brow should start, right there. Corner of your nose, corner of your eye. That's where your brow tail should end. And then to find where the arch should be, see my pupil, corner of my nose, going right across the pupil to the arch. That's especially handy if you don't really have brows to see, so you're making imaginary brows. So same thing, and you can see I'm anchoring my pinky on my cheekbone. That keeps my hand steady. I'm gonna sketch that bottom line in. Gonna sketch that top line in. This brow always has a naturally more pronounced arch. Short little strokes, like I'm drawing in individual hairs in the same direction that they grow. Okay. Comb them back into place and square this one off a little bit. Remember, your brows are sisters, not twins, so if they don't match exactly, that is fine. Now I'm going to take my concealer. This one is a yellow tone, so I have more neutral pinky tones. It's just a touch lighter than my skin, not a whole lot lighter. If you want more pop, you can go 2 shades lighter, 3 shades lighter. So I put it on the back of my hand. I work from the back of my hand because I have more control over how much I use. And I'm going to use my brand new concealer brush that I thought I had out here. I prepared everything beforehand and now I don't know where it went. Oh, because I put it away where it doesn't belong. So I'm going to wipe this off so that you can see how little I'm using. And it's always a good idea to wipe off if you're not going to clean your brushes every single day, because really, who has time? Anything that you use with a liquid, you should at least wipe off after you use it. It'll help maintain its shape. So that's fairly clean. And it's a nice flat concealer brush. This was the one that I picked up from the freestanding Sephora in 12 Oaks the other day. I don't have them at my store in Fairlane. And that itty bitty bit, that is all I'm picking up. Right along the edge like that. So I'm making this video for one of my clients specifically who, oh, hello Renee. She just joined. She has been trying to do this look for a while and just needs some pointers. If the store was normal and I had testers, I would just show her how to do it in the store. I don't have that option, so. So you're just in time, Renee. I just penciled in my brow and now I'm adding the concealer. So little tiny bit of concealer on the very flat concealer brush. Anchor your pinky on your cheekbone and just draw a very fine line along the bottom of your eyebrow. And you can go above as well. And you just blend that in. Just like that. So from your pictures, Renee, you were definitely using way too much concealer. That's all you need. I think the color that you have is fine. It's about 2 shades lighter, but just a little tiny bit. That will pop your brows. So now I'm going to move on to foundation. I'm using my Double Wear foundation. It gives a beautiful matte look. Before I do that though, I'm going to put primer. I have a sample of the Too Faced Peached. I have the glare right on it. Peached and Primed and Peachy. It smells like peaches. Just a little bit of primer. And you really just want to put the primer where you have trouble getting your foundation to stay. You don't need to put it over every inch of your face, and you don't need to put a lot. I'm going to grab one of my other foundation brushes. I have many brushes, many. So I'm going to get a little bit on my foundation brush. I'm going to put it pretty much through the middle of my face. And just blend it so it's nice and smooth. The biggest problem I see with people using primer and then the foundation doesn't stay put, they tend to use too much. So with your skincare and your primer and then foundation, it ends up rolling off because you just have too much product on your face. So just a little bit. Now I'm going to use my Double Wear foundation. Long wearing, soft matte look, just a little bit. I'm going to apply my foundation all over my face, mostly in the middle. There's a couple of different techniques for applying foundation. I like to do the swoop across the cheekbone and blend down. And you just blend it till you get the coverage that you want. I always need more down here. I get really red there. So let's see, if you zoom in, you'll see that most of my brush strokes have disappeared with the blending. On the other cheek, another technique is to make an X and then blend in. I find that gives too much back here where I don't really need makeup, so that's why it's not my favorite. Get all the little edges. If I have brush strokes, it tends to be in this area because I just don't pay as much attention and I don't apply as much there. And then my forehead, I like to do one line down the middle and then blend to either side. Just like that. So now for the highlighting, you can do two different things. You can use your concealer in the areas that you want to highlight, or you can get a highlighting stick. I'm actually going to use my concealer under my eyes, just a little bit, and then I'm going to use the highlighting stick. So I'm using the concealer really for the dark circles. Same concealer brush, just a little bit, and tap it in around the eye area. Oh, the CC cream was too light for you? Well, the samples, we didn't have too many colors. I was guessing, so I guess you need the next darker one. So I'm going to do my eye makeup while I'm baking because you don't want to just stare at me for 4 minutes while I bake. All right, so that was just for the dark circles. You can do this with your concealer, or you can have a little stick like I have. So this is the Fenty matchstick. This one's linen, which is one of the lightest colors. And you really just want, like, the highlight goes here, same place that you're going to bake. You don't want to go super close to your nose, you don't want to go super far back, and you don't want to go below where you're going to contour. It's like a little triangle under the eyes. In the forehead, I like to draw like a little fountain right in the middle and a line down the middle. I usually don't contour my nose completely because I think it looks weird on me, but you can if you want. You want to highlight there and a highlight there. So the idea is that light comes forward and darkness recedes. So that's why we're highlighting these areas. So now I'm just going to buff that out with a brush. And we're going to blend all of this later. Now I'm going to contour, so I have a shade of the Fenty matchstick that's darker than my skin. And you go along the hairline. Then that line from the top of the ear to the corner of your cheek right here. So you loop that in. And then along the jawline. And I like to do under the jaw to get rid of that waddle. So again, around the hairline, the line from your top of your ear to the corner of your mouth, so right in here. That basically takes you, if you do that, under your cheekbone. So that's where you do that, and then you buff it out. And I have a different buffing brush because you don't want to mix your dark with your light. And you just want to erase the strokes so it doesn't look like a line, softening the edges. So now we're going to bake. So I have a damp beauty blender, and I'm going to put it, I have a powder that's lighter than my skin, nice translucent powder, and I'm going to load up the beauty blender, and we're going to tap it where I want the highlight. I need more powder, so I'm going to just put it on a tissue, make it easier to pick it up. You're following that same wedge. Now, be careful about getting it on your nose. If you get too much in here, it can make the bridge of your nose look too narrow, and if you don't also contour the rest of your nose, then it will make the bottom of your nose appear too wide. So that's why I just ignore the whole nose area. You just want to basically pack on powder. Where you want to highlight. This little sample's not pumping enough out for me. There we go. There we go. This is going to give that sculpted look. You're also going to put it here between the layers. So you have a contour line here and here. I'm going to bake right in there a little bit. Not as heavily there though. And your chin. Cupid's bow. Down your nose. Everywhere you want that highlight. All right, while we wait for that to settle in, add a little bit more. While we wait for that to settle in, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes. I'm going to do just a quick, simple eye makeup look today, nothing crazy. I'm off today. I'm pretty much going to go to Costco and that's it. Exciting. My Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, which is getting very dangerously low. There we go. Blend that in. Just tap it. And I'm just going to go with a simple 2-color look today. So I'm going to use from my Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. I'm going to use the lightest shade. And I'm just going to tap that everywhere, all the way up to my eyebrow. Almost the same color as the transparent powder. And then I'm going to take one of the darker colors from the Mercury retrograde. That dark called Vortex. With my pointed eyeshadow brush, get a little bit on the tip and just blend that in. The other nice thing about baking, if you have fallout from your dark shadows, it'll come off when you blend that out. Take a little bit of that dark color under. I'm just doing a really simple crease cut today. Renee, do you have any questions so far? And I think I'll take a little of the purple ultraviolet shimmery color. Just tap it into the corner. Tapping makes less of a mess. And a little quick eyeliner. Just a simple black pencil. And I'm just going to sketch it along the lash line. The closer you get it to your lashes, the better it will look. Not really a wing, just a little, I don't know, not even a swoop. I'm going to smooth the line out with a skinny eyeliner brush. And then I'm going to tight line to make my lashes look fuller. So I'm taking the same brush, same pencil I mean, and I'm going along the inner lash line. You really just have to feel where it goes because you can't really look while you're doing it. So same thing on the other eye, just short little strokes. Wiggle it along your lash line. The closer you can get to your lashes, the better. So if you can feel your lashes being tickled, you're doing it right. Smooth it out with my brush. I like that this pencil really stays put, but I wish it was just a wee bit smaller, softer I mean. Just a little. Tight line again. Really just, the tight line is, you're putting the eyeliner in between your lashes. All right, I think that's probably about 5 minutes. So you want to take a powder that's closer to your skin tone, and that's what you're going to blend this baking out with. So first I'm going to just dust off the excess, which there's plenty of it. Now I'm taking my powder foundation from Urban Decay, which closely matches my skin, and you're just really going along the edges. So there's less of a transition from that ghostly white. You can even go right over it. So it's still that highlight tone without being ghostly. So you can still see it's highlight, but not patchy and too light. You're just blending it with the rest of your face. And that is how you get that super, super natural sculpted look. I need some lips and some mascara. Made the mistake of cleaning yesterday. Now I don't know where everything is. There it is, mascara. Time for a new mascara. This one's getting dried out, so wiggle and twist. And that's pretty. Pretty matte color. All right. All right, that's it. Let me know if you have any other questions, and Renee, feel free to send me more pictures to see if that worked for you. I think the main thing you want to work with, less concealer and more precise application of where you're putting the powder. You want a triangle here, a little triangle here, just a smudge here, triangle, just a little swoop over here, and then you want to blend it. If you don't have a powder that matches your skin, that's fine. You still want to blend it with a brush to make it look softer and not as patchy. All right, give it a try. Thanks for joining me. Bye.